What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and today we're going to be going over gaining experience and actually leveling up inside of our action RPG / third person tutorial. So now we got all sorts of boxes over here. So you guys know green is health, red is damage, blue is armor, these cubes are pickup items. Alright, yellow is going to be experience. So you can see I've added some things to our HUD. We have a third bar underneath of our health bar now. And first of all, it's a blank progress bar, and we are at level 1. So we're going to collect experience. It's going to fill up our progress bar, and once we reach the max, we're going to level up. The bar is going to reset, and then we can work on level 2. We will also be covering how to increase the amount of experience per level. In fact, you can notice that once I collected that last one, we were only about 1/5 of the way through level 2, whereas we were 1/4 of the way through level 1 once we collected the first one. So, we'll get right into it today. This will probably be the last episode where we're just picking something up. I think we want to get into attacking and receiving damage, as well as basic enemies, training dummies even at the start here. But I think gaining levels is very important. So, and we'll probably spawn these on a much smaller scale when the enemies get killed to collect the experience. So they won't just be sitting around. They'll actually be used like this, but they'll just be spawned and a lot smaller. Let's start with the code today. If you're new to the series, you might want to catch up. We're not too far in. I did do about 6 episodes under the third-person template, and then I went ahead and started making it into more of an action RPG. So I'll send you the icon in the top right corner will send you to the third-person template, episode 1. That way you can catch up if you want to. And then I will also link an iCard right here in case you just want to go over the experience stuff. So this stuff right here. Not this, the experience power-ups, but the actual like level system and things like that. Okay. We go into our code and we go to the header file. We want to add 2 new variables this time around. We want to add experience points and experience to level. So we should already have current level, or we will if we were following the other parts of the tutorial. You might not have it yet. If you don't, totally cool. You don't need to actually follow the tutorial. Just make sure you have a variable to store your current level. That makes sense, right? And we're going to add these 2 new variables. So they're both going to be floats, experience points and experience to level. So the comments describe it, but yeah. The experience points are how many experience points you currently have on that level. You could have something like total experience points if you want to track the experience over all your levels. And experience to level is the amount of experience point needed to gain a level up. That's it. We're just going to make those 2 variables. We are going to make a function. We're going to make gain experience. So, U function, blueprint callable, category stats. You don't have to do the category. That's just for us. Blueprint callable means you can call it from blueprint. This will be good because when we're going to do the collision check in blueprint, and then we will call gain experience from that. It's actually all you need to do in here. In the CPP file, we are going to add, set these defaults in construct. So experience points, this is your constructor, your very first function in here. Experience points 0 by default. Again, if you were loading this in from a file, or you saved and you wanted to load your game, then you could save out your experience points and load them in which case this would not be 0. But 0 for now. And experience to level I just set to 2,000. Again, put it whatever value you want. We can configure all that later, but this is how many points we're going to need to level up. Current level was already set to 1 from previous episodes, but there you go, we're level 1. Then we want to go to gain experience. We're going to write our function. Here's gain experience. Remember, we have our float EXP amount. As you can see, it's right here. Sorry, I forgot to say that, but make sure you have your float EXP amount. So experience amount. That's how much experience we're going to gain. And I've written out a log here so you can test it. We're gaining experience for this many points. So this %F means you're going to be printing out a variable amount, a float amount in this string. So we are gaining experience for EXP amount points. And then all we do experience points, experience points plus equals EXP amount. So the amount we're gaining gets added to the current experience points we have. Nothing crazy there. Then if experience points is greater than or equal experience to level, then we add one to our level, we reset our experience points, and we go and add our experience points to level. We add 500 to that. That way the next level is harder to reach. Now, you could definitely bring your experience points over from one level to the next as well. Basically, you do this check to see if your experience points are greater than it. You would get the difference like such. We can do it right here. We will do it here. You do if, or do this. Do experience points minus equals experience to level. So there you go. So when you do experience points minus equals experience to level, it's taking the experience points you have. So say experience points was still 2,000, or experience to level was 2,000, and yet experience points was 2,029. When you subtract and set this equal to this, what you're doing is saying 2029 minus 2,000 is equal to 2,000. So you can do this if you'd like. And that way you will bring your experience over. Sorry, normally I don't make edits mid-video, but I just thought about it, and it's not hard, so I figured let's show how to do that. Anyway, so this will bring your experience over. Whatever experience you had from last level that was extra, you will now have toward your next level. And then again, we increase how much is required to reach the next level. Save, build, wait for it to succeed. Fix any errors if you have them. Let it take its time. Always slower on the first build that it does of the day. It's got to set some stuff up. And maybe we should have done a time lapse for this. There we go. So build 1 succeeded. We're good to go. Go into your editor, hit compile. Make sure you get your changes in Unreal. I got a lot of things open, but don't worry. Most of them very, very simple changes. So I had some stuff being done on tick because it was easy, but I want to remove it because honestly it's better not to have stuff in tick, of course, when possible. So we'll go over the character HUD first. Don't worry about that. What we want to do, if you've been following the other tutorials, you'll know that this is just a progress bar. So we're just going to add this. You can actually duplicate one of these like I did. I just right-clicked and duplicated it. But this is annoying me because the shield bar is technically above the health bar. Anyway, so you can either duplicate a progress bar you already have or drag in a progress bar like this. Call it whatever you want. I called mine experience bar, so change their name here. Then you can go down to fill color and opacity and change your color to whatever you want. I chose gold, but you can make it like this crazy purple color. Then go to % and change it to 1 if you want to see what it looks like in the widget. There you go. So you have this 4th bar. I don't need it. I'm going to delete it because I already made mine, but that's how you would do it. Then make text right here. Just drag it into the scene like this. Level text, whatever. In your content section text, change it to be whatever you want. You can write high, you can write level, like is what we should have. So there you go. Make that progress bar, make the text that says level. Then what we're going to do is bind both of these things so that we can actually see the actual values that we want to see. So click on your progress bar. Go to, in your details panel, go to progress, %, create binding. I've already created one, so I'm not going to do it. But if you go into your graph afterward, get experience bar %. This is it. You will have this node right here and the return node. What we need to do is get a value from this that represents our ratio for our experience points, right? We want to see how many experience points we have in relation to how many we need. So we get our character, we cast it to our character class. You could do this in a begin play, save the reference, and use that. We'll be doing that later, almost definitely. But for now, this is fun. Just cast these, use your character class. Okay, drag off of this. Get your experience points and your experience to level. These two right here. Then, divide your experience points by your experience to level. Again, remember, we're getting a ratio. So if we have 500 and 1,000. 500 experience points and experience to level is 1,000. Well, dividing those gets you 0.5. So we're halfway there. And that's what we were trying to show. So just do that. Experience points divided by your experience to level. Put that in the return node. The bar will now fill up as we get experience. Now, go back to your designer, click on your text. On the content text where we wrote whatever text we want, go to your binding, plus create binding. Again, I already created one. But for me, it's here. Get level text, text. You'll have this node and the return node again by default. Here's what we want to add. Get your player character. Cast it to your class. Now, we want to grab our current level. Literally current level right here. Then, we want to cast this to a string. So, you can drag off your current level or any integer value, anything like that, and hit toString. toString integer. This makes whatever integer value you have. So, current level is 1 by default, and makes it into a string. So, 1. Like literally the number 1 typed out in a string. Then, off of this, call append. So do this, but make sure that once you've called append, your number goes into the B slot, because B is appended, excuse me, after A, and we want to put level in front of it. So our text is level appended with the actual level that was converted to a string. So level 1. Or level 2. Then, there's another conversion that has to happen, but this one can happen automatically. If you drag this into your return node, it will convert the string to text like this. I've already done it. I'm just going to delete it. But you can see two text, string, and then return node. If you're uncomfortable with just dragging it in, you can just literally type in two text, string. It will also pop up. Feel free to do that. But there you go. So now this should display your level, and your experience bar, your progress bar should show your experience. Last thing we need to do to get this working is actually change our items to, I'm going to get rid of this one. Well, I'll keep this one for now. Let me just get rid of that. The last thing we need to do is actually change our items to work with our collision. So the experience one isn't set up at all. We're going to set this up, and then we're going to copy this template for the other collectibles because it's way easier than the tick one, or it's way better, I should say. People who have never used actor begin overlap might think it's a little bit more confusing, and I understand why. So, we're going to make a new actor. You can copy one if you already have any of these other ones, but if not, it's totally cool. Just go to Add New, Blueprint Class, Actor. I'm not going to make it because I've already made one, but you can just use actor right here. Name it whatever you want. I called it collectible experience. When you go in here, you'll have a static mesh component by default. Feel free to set whatever you want. I set it to be the sphere. Interesting. Okay, you can't see it if you already have it selected, I guess. But anyway, cube, bumper, whatever, template floor, it doesn't matter. Just use whatever you want. Material, you can also use whatever you want. If you want it to be the yellow I have, I made my own material. Quick note on how to do that. So, literally, go into Add New. Where is it exactly? Material, right here. Name it whatever you want. The standard is to have M in front of it for material. Material, experience collectible. Double click on it, and then type in vector parameter. That's this right here. Double click on the black box, change it to be whatever color you want, then drag the line into base color. I've already done that. I made mine yellow, but there you go. Save it once you're done. That way it applies everywhere. Now you should have a yellow material. Go back into your collectible experience, use your new material, and you're good to go. For collision, again, just in case this is the first one you're making and you haven't duplicated it from the health, damage, or shields, make sure that you have overlap all, because we're going to be doing an overlap collision check. Go to your event graph, type in actor begin overlap. You want this one, event actor begin overlap. So what this does is when this object, remember we're in our experience, overlaps with another actor, in this case we want it to be our character, then do logic. So, on event actor begin overlap, we take the other actor node that's here, the output, cast it to our character class. Here's a word template character. And basically, if this cast succeeds, that's what this top part means. We want to just gain experience with him. I'm going to make it 600 to show off the other, the experience transferring over. But just literally drag off your character and call gain experience right here. And then just set your amount. I made mine 600. Then we want to destroy the actor self. So after the experience has been gained, we want to remove the experience from play. So collect it, it goes away. Boop, boop, boop. You can see we already have experience toward our next level here. So even though I was level 1, we got enough experience to level up and then, and then some. And then we can continue on with this one. So that's good to go. That's our collectible experience. Now for your collectible health, damage, and shields, again, if you've been watching this series, I was doing this on Tick before, just change these all to be the exact same as we just did with the experience. So overlap, except call heal from your character, then destroy it. Damage, except call take damage on your character, then destroy it. And shields, except call heal armor on your character, then destroy it. There you go, guys. It's as simple as that. So at this point, you can play your game, collect your experience, take your damage, all that good stuff. Now, the first 2 episodes of the actual action RPG part of this did go over stats and stuff. So feel free to add your stats in once you level up. Call a function to create your widget. And I'm just going to show you this one last thing. If you go into Blueprints, open Level Blueprint. I do have my stat assignment window here, which is what we were using before. I'm not using it currently because I'm using the character HUD widget. But if you need to know how to put your widget that we made, and I apologize, I did not show you how to make a widget in case you're new. So if you go to wherever you want to make your widget, in this case your HUD, which is where we have our progress bars, add new, go to user interfaces right below sounds. You can't see it because it's slightly cutting off my screen, and go to this one, widget blueprint, which is also cutting off my screen, but it's the very bottom user interface and the very bottom of this row, right under slate widget style, widget blueprint. Hit that, and then you'll make an empty widget. Once you want to display your widget to the screen, go to your blueprint, open level blueprint, that's this. On begin play, you can get player controller, literally get player controller, player index 0, and then you can do create widget right here, drag off your player controller, and then select your class. It'll be the new widget you made, character HUD. Lastly, add that to viewport, and you are good to go. Your character HUD will display on the screen. So feel free, once you level up, do some logic to spawn your stat assignment window, and there you go. We'll go over that, so no worries if you don't want to get a head start, but that's how you would do it if you wanted to. And that's it for today, guys. It was a pretty quick episode on experience, and pretty fun. I think experience and leveling up is one of the more fun aspects of the program. I always liked doing the logic to get more powerful and such as you level up. So we'll be getting more into this. But next episode, we're probably going to take a break from all this and actually go on killing enemies, or like training dummies. Just doing damage to training dummies. That way we can get experience from them once we beat them, instead of them just being spawned in the scene and stuff. Alright guys, so I'm Shawnthebro. If this video helped you, please subscribe. It helps me more than anything else you can do for the channel. And it lets me know that I'm doing a good job for you guys and helping you with my tutorials, not just confusing you, which is always good to know. If you did have any issues, please feel free to join the Discord. I can't link it in an iCard like I normally would because of the way YouTube works, but it's in the description. If you need any help with anything in this video or other videos, or just have ideas and want to join the community, then you can do so there. We have over 100 members, so I'd be happy to help you personally, and there's plenty others who can help you with questions as well, especially if I don't know the answer. They're very good with answering questions. So, lastly, guys, if you want to come support us on Twitch, Shawnthebro27, you can come check us out. We play Souls Wednesday, which is like Dark Souls games every Wednesday. Basically, Souls games every Wednesday. and Resident Evil Friday or Horror Games Friday, depending on if we beat all of the Resident Evil games or not. But we have a good time. You know, they'll make me wear like 15 pairs of socks or take my glasses off and invert my audio. You know, it's a fun time. Basically, the punish Sean for playing online stream. Anyway, guys, I'm Shawnthebro. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, my friends. Goodbye.